Jaydeep and Mukhtar SAHOTA. Guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Hi, Sashi. Thanks for having us.
Okay, I know this is going to be interesting with three kind of voices trying to compete with one another. So I'm going to bring you in one at a time. Mukhtar, you first of all. How does a West Midlands boy become a global musical genius? And and I've chosen my words very, very carefully. You are a musical genius.
Oh, thanks. Well, thanks. Thanks for that. Well, I don't think anybody becomes a global genius. I think if you're passionate about what you do, I think in anything in life, really, if you're passionate about what you do, people will appreciate your work. And I've been doing it for such a long time. And you can only perfect your art. And with music, it's one of them things that you don't ever stop learning. So it's every day you kind of picking up new techniques and new ways of producing music. So that's the best answer I can give to that.
It's a perfect answer, and I'm glad you do that because it keeps us hooked to your music, Mukhtar. Deep, I'm a huge fan of your music. If you remember, I met you in Birmingham a couple of years ago. Tell us a bit about the kind of music you like to sing.
I always listen to, since I started listening to music, I started listening to Hans D, and so I'm very much in Sufi music. I love to listen to Sufi music, write those kind of lyrics, and obviously Mukhtar Baji, he's brilliant music producer, so we've done track before that we already heard on here, and then so I really like Mukhtar Baji's music, like rock and Sufi. It's I think it's a combination, and it's really good. That sort of music, I love doing that.
Does he make you work hard, Deep?
Oh yeah, definitely. yes, and I like when people trying to get more out of you.
Yeah,
and Mukhtar Paji is one of them, and he always push me like when we do work.
I'll be honest, Deep. When I listened to Ishq Ne Kamla, and I thought somebody's made him really work hard because it comes through in the way you've sang. It's not kind of your traditional Bhangra track, is it? Because there's a lot going on in there.
It is, yeah. It's not traditional Bhangra music. It's obviously you need more feel in there, and like you need to justify the words. And so yes, we did work hard, and Mukhtar Paji made me work hard on that.
Mukhtar, tell us a bit about the sounds you try to create, because they're heavy. They've got that something extra in them. They're more than just a few beats cobbled together. There's a whole kind of musical journey going on in all of your tracks, whether that's kind of Jugni by Arif Lohar, Unpredictable by Lakhvinder Vadali, Khazana, Harpajan Shira. All of those tracks, take you on a musical journey.
Yeah, I think that's normally my aim, really, to kind of go through a musical journey, with any song that I produce. It's very easy to sort of get a vocalist into the studio and just put a beat and a few chords and backing music to the song. But I think, if you really wanted to stand out from the crowd as well, you need to sort of like, push the boundary a little bit. And I think that's what it's about for me. And more so the fact that it's more enjoyable as well. I think, especially for myself. I mean, I can only talk for myself. I don't know about other music producers, but I think, when you kind of always experimenting and always pushing the boundaries, it excites me as well to work on a track rather than think, okay, here we're going to do a Bhangra track, and that's kind of, I mean, the formula is already there for a Bhangra track, So, I'd rather do something different than just jump on the bandwagon.
Well, you try and combine kind of Sufi music, heavy rock, and Punjabi music together. Was that your strategy to blend all those together, or did it just come about because, that kind of gelled with who you are as a musician? Or did you think, right, okay, I think this is going to work, so I'm going to go down this route?
Yeah. See, well, no, I mean, I suppose it's what you've been brought up with musically as well. As a family, we were kind of really influenced by reggae music, and I've always sort of loved heavy metal music, and I listen to a lot of guitarists like Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, who just do instrumentals and stuff. And I've always wanted to combine that with Punjabi music, but I had to be careful in the beginning, thinking, well, I didn't want to alienate the audience, so kind of watered it down a little bit when I first started out, and then once I knew that the audience were taking to it, I was kind of starting to push the boat out a little bit more.
Deep, how did Ishq Ne Kamla come about? Was it you who approached Mukhtar, or did he approach you, or did you just kind of meet and thought, we'll do something together?
No, as we obviously we started working, a few years back, and we did a couple of other songs for the movies, and one of them, Kya Bata, and a couple of other songs. So Paji asked me, we want to do something like this, like Sufi song, because Paji knows I like Sufi music, and so he mentioned something, and then he just gave me the idea, like musically, and then I wrote this song, and I wrote about I think over 30 verses, and then we obviously chose what you all heard on the music, on the song. So about four verses. So there was like another 30 verses there. That's how it kind of came all together.
Yeah. Well, it's a fantastic kind of package that's come together. Mukhtar, you've made your entry into films. You're now producing music for films. How did that come about? Did you have to go and approach them, or did they approach you? Or, how does a local lad kind of makes his entry into movies, which is on the other side of the world?
Yeah. In the beginning, because I did a collaboration with A.R. Rahman,
that's just a small thing. That's just a small thing for you, isn't it? I did a collaboration with A.R. Rahman. My God.
I should say that's a highlight of my career.
I should think so.
Yeah. And it was through that. I mean, there was a few directors that I had worked with back in the day through Sahota's projects, and when we were doing videos and filming music videos in Bombay. So it was all kind of interlinked, really, to be honest, and that's where the journey started, really, getting into film music. I mean, because I spent a lot of time with Rahman in the studio, so I was picking his brain and seeing how I could sort of get my foot in the door as to film music, because I really, that's something that I always wanted to do. So that's how it came about, and then it just kind of roller coasted from there. Yeah,
you've not got your foot in the door, you slammed the door open. Deep, how are you going to top Ishq Ne Kamla? Because, I heard that last week and I thought, oh, that's brilliant. And I did play it last week on the show. I'm going to play it again before we finish the show. But, how are you going to top that?
Well, yeah, this is the thing. I mean, you just never know. I mean, sometimes a track just comes together and everything sort of gels together, and that's just the way it goes. So, fingers crossed I can carry on progressing.
Deep, what's next for you? Any more projects with Mukhtar, or are you going to try something different?
No, definitely. We're going to obviously work together again, and hopefully very soon. Hana Paji, Mukhtar Paji.
Yeah, get him to promise.
Just get a lot of confirmation.
Yeah, Deep, get him to promise to work with you live on radio, and we'll hold him to it. Mukhtar,
Deep is getting it down on record.
Mukhtar, what about you? Anything in the pipeline beyond this?
Yeah. I mean, there's quite a few projects coming out soon. So, I mean, I had a lot of time in the lockdown to kind of dust the cobwebs off some of the previous stuff I've done. So, yeah, so watch this space for new material coming soon.
We're running out of time, but I want to play the track before we finish the show. Mukhtar, Deep, thank you so much, not just for talking to me this evening, but also for the fantastic music you've given us. Good luck.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much.
मैनू इश्क ने कमला कर छड्डिया ओदे इश्क ने